Welcome in, gang. Coach, super grateful to have you. Hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. But let's get straight into some NFL briefly, and then we're going to flip gears immediately over to some college football because Coach is pissed off. All right, so first, Lions lost on Thanksgiving. Coach came on the channel and told you the Packers would win, but he actually reneged on that pick, and he left in the comments section a reply to Trevor because Coach was too lazy to make a video. He replied to Trevor and told him that the Lions were going to get hosed in this one because after I thought it through, I was like, oh, this is the perfect, fake out low point, right? When you still have a winning record, but boo-hoo, you lost on Thanksgiving. Why would you need a Thanksgiving win and a Super Bowl win? It just seems stupid, right? So I was like, oh, no, this is definitely in it for the Packers. Cowboys beating the Chiefs. I'm almost positive Coach called that one because he told you America doesn't want to see the Chiefs win anymore. Bengals over the Ravens. Oh my God, we love that so hard. That's the only thing I can't say that's the only thing because we also love the Bears beat the Eagles, right? That's dope too. Apart from the Bears being in the Lions division, my coach really isn't too worried about that. But the Bengals, the only result that ultimately mattered was the Bengals beating the Ravens because our Browns need so much help, right? So, way to go, Flacco. We love you, buddy. And that catches us up. Okay, so let's get over to college football. Coach wants to tell you what he's pissed off about. And Coach never just gets burned, right? He always figures out what the hell happened, and he's going to tell you what's going on. But we're not entirely sure who the champ's going to be. We're going to get into all that stuff. But Coach will at least show you what he's got and show you the little ha-ha they pulled on us, right? But first, National Sports Entertainment, who we smacked in the Super Bowl last year, doesn't have the Lions making the playoffs. He doesn't have the Lions making the playoffs. Are you fucking smoking crack, dude? All right, good job. Okay, so, oh boy, did Coach have a fucking shitty day. Okay, so Coach decided to take almost the entire week off as far as watching sports. Coach didn't watch any of the Thanksgiving games, none of them, not 1 minute. Right, Coach was super locked in, doing the family stuff, eating good food, right, all that sort of stuff. And then the day after, at the very end of the day, Coach still hadn't watched anything, but he's at basically a Chuck E. Cheese type place for kids, and they've got Georgia Tech versus Georgia on. So Coach saw Georgia Tech get smacked up, which pissed Coach off to begin with, right? So already mad about that one. And then this is our freaking path in. This is all SMU needed, okay? Beat Cal straight up. That would have done it. Okay, that would have been super fucking nice. To let you know, in case you don't know, SMU scored 20 unanswered points in the fourth quarter before letting up the fucking back-breaking touchdown that lost the fucking game. They were down 17 points, scored 20 straight, allowed a fucking touchdown, then to go down 3, okay? Get all the way into field goal range. Dude's career long is a 51 he made 2 days ago. It's a 52-yarder. He shanks it by a mile. 52-yarder in 2025. Come on, dude. So first, I'm pissed off about that. So all they would have had to do is win that game. They didn't. All right, but let's look at the rest. Or Pitt loses to Miami. We fucking smack Miami. Miami reminds everybody they're awesome and that Pitt sucks. Coach told you it wasn't going to be Pitt. Right, so Miami shits all over Pittsburgh, who my buddy, who Coach was originally going to do this show with, Coach and him talked a lot about Pittsburgh. He lives in Pittsburgh, so we talked about Pitt specifically. He was like, bro, people here are super high on it, but I'm just telling you, it ain't it. Look at their QB's name. And I looked at their name, and I was like, oh, I'm going to forget this in 5 seconds. He's like, yeah, they're nothing. So we weren't even remotely worried about Pitt. Okay. So Pitt loses to Miami. That's pretty much expected. That one doesn't even make Coach mad, but Pitt could have done it. Right? They could have just beat Miami and that would have been good enough, but nope. So what else do we got? Duke lost to Wake Forest. Oh boy, what a tough test with Wake Forest. Keep in mind, Duke just took our spot. Duke's in the ACC championship. Coach, the only person that told you that team was elite. Right? And, I even had to retract, oh, actually, I think I misspoke. They're not, really all that. Right, and I meant ACC level elite, right? Anybody with a winning record has a shot in the ACC, right? So, I didn't mean they're gonna win the national championship or be in the playoffs or anything. I just meant they could be a contender for the ACC championship, right? So Duke does not lose to Wake Forest as expected, so that doesn't help us out. But then here's where it really gets fun, guys. Are you ready? You have no idea. You have no idea. Look ahead, because I want you to figure this out for Coach. If I have to explain this to you, I'll be so pissed off. Right? You better already know what I'm about to say. Okay, so Virginia wins over Virginia Tech. Now, Coach is a big Hokies fan, so he's a little mad about that one. Right? But it's like, hey, if it's to give us a shot, if it's to give SMU a shot to make the ACC championship, sure. Right? Smack my Hokies up, that's fine. Right? But what's the only other piece we need for Jordan Hudson's Mustangs to get in the fucking... Why is Jordan Hudson's Mustangs not in the ACC championship? Is it because Jordan Hudson's UNC lost to NC State? Bill Belichick just had to beat NC State. That's all we needed. That's all we needed was Jordan Hudson's boyfriend to beat NC State for Jordan Hudson's SMU Mustangs to get in the playoffs. And of course, they got fucking annihilated. It wasn't even close. So that was the Jordan Hudson connection. It's not that Belichick's going to be in the championship at the same time SMU is. SMU season's done. Officially over, if you didn't know. All right. I'm sure you do. But that's why. Because the other Jordan Hudson's man couldn't fucking deliver the goods for us. And we would have known that was the only scenario on that whole list there that was a no-go. Like, oh, there's no way Bill's going to show up and win. We need him gone. I'm so pissed off. Right, so there we go. There's that. And just to make it a little bit cuter, right, just so you absolutely know this is all about Belichick. UNC missed bowl eligibility because of a trick play to Duke. All we needed was for Bill to defend a trick play. Shameful. So, on to other news. Dory Jackson, worst graded cornerback in the NFL for the Eagles. We know they're down bad. Here's your AFC playoff picture. I mean, that just seems like the huge tell. Like the Steelers 6-5. Like, that's not scary. We could be within 2 games after this week of first. Like, please, God, let that happen. I mean, yeah, we're going to be. We're going to be because we're not going to lose. I think we got the Niners. I think there's other stuff going on. We'll get to that. So Mac Brown, right? We got Belichick going to the Browns. Mac Brown gets forced out of UNC, right? And he went to a bowl game last year at 6-6. And then, what the hell? I don't know. That's like some bad English or something. Our coach too tired. I don't know. So we like this. Hudson, Belichick's girl. She broke like NCAA or UNC violation. She flashed her credentials like a goober, right? Because of her ego. And then, there's like staff members at UNC mad, like, we don't have enough money to hire people to teach the kids, and we got paying $10 million a year to Belichick or whatever it is, right? Yeah, hold on. We're paying a 73-year-old with no college football experience $10 million a year. That's okay, right? So Hudson News, Coach saw us at the airport. It's interesting, airplane. Sully, he landed on the Hudson. They got a big franchise called Hudson News at all the airports. That's cute. Okay, so Garrett, only player in league history with 5 straight seasons of 13 or more sacks, broke a tie with TJ Watt and Reggie White. If Garrett breaks the all-time sack record this year, which he's well on pace to, he'll surpass TJ Watt. Right, that's like the exact type of thing we'd want. Obviously, Coach tells you Garrett's going to win league MVP. They're already telling you he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Coach telling you he's going to do better than that. I think Shador probably, or Judkins, maybe they steal each other's votes so they don't end up winning anything, right? But, like, I could totally see Shador or Judkins winning, Rookie of the Year. And, if Belichick comes in and turns everything around like that, how do you not give him Coach of the Year, even if it's only for half a season? So that'd be hilarious. Derrick Henry passed Jim Brown's record. Coach is so mad about SMU. Coach says Bruce Willis, John McClane, is John McCain. Now, if you're a traditional conspiracy theorist, you're going to like this video. I should have prefaced that. Coach has done a lot of digging lately. So Coach just says, like, it's just obvious. I don't know how else to explain that that's Bruce Willis. It's the vibe. It's the vibe. Like, Bruce is like cool like McCain is. Like McCain's not cool as in like your buddy. I mean like cool as in like temperature, like you know what I mean? Like they're not quick to react, right? There's just like I could totally see Bruce Willis in an old suit doing John McCain. And let's see. So Ohio State, they smacked up Michigan. So 24th straight meeting won by a team with more rush yards. So running always is the day there. Can you believe the Ohio State Buckeyes? They have a player named Bo Jackson. How did Coach miss this? It's because I mean, obviously I haven't been looking at Ohio State at all because they already gave me what I wanted last year. Right when I told you they were going to win the championship before the playoffs. Not looking as good this year. Still got time, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could still do a pretty playoffs, but it wouldn't be as good as last year. Last year we had it in before the last week of the season, so. Oh well. Bo Jackson rocking number 25. Lamar Jackson. Bo Jackson. Come on. What's going on here, dude? Come on now. Lamar Bo Jackson. He's like right at Lamar and Bo's height too. Like, I don't know, dude. Rocking 25 in the year 2025. Playing for the national champs. Not a bad gig. Nick Sirianni, can he call plays? No. Can he design an offense? No. Does he do anything to help offense? No. Game management? No. Has players ready to play? No. Has a disciplined team? No. Is he building a great culture? No. Did he make Coach look smart in the Super Bowl last year? Yes. Okay, and their curse still 2076. I don't give a fuck who their coach is. That's 2076 to 77, by the way, not 75, 76. They're cursed for a really long time. So that's it. Duke and UVA, and Coach can't fucking bet on Virginia. Oh, you know what? I'm not in Virginia right now. Can I place that bet now? Can I take UVA right now in Georgia? All right, Coach, gonna have to look into that. Let's see. Shedeur Sanders has the Cleveland Browns officially in the hunt. He's undefeated in his NFL career if you don't count when he came in off the bench. Let's see, who's going against the Niners? But yeah, 3-8 right there. Like I told you, when all three wild card teams have a better record than your division leader, something's up. And don't forget, entire AFC North was on Hard Knocks last year. So what's going on there? Coach just looking into Harbaugh, hold on. Harbaugh, gosh, it's something about, first of all, I do like this Detroiters thing. So Harbaugh portrayed himself in the Comedy Central's thing, Detroiters in the episode Little Caesars. You can't tell me that's not weird as hell when Coach told you there's something big up with Little Caesars, and then we already saw, oh, look, Little Caesars in, the outfield of the Guardians, right? Like, he hit the ball through the hole, right, or something like that. Now we got Jim Harbaugh and Detroiters on an episode called Little Caesars. What the hell is going on with Little Caesars? Right, so that is Coach's biggest question right now, honestly, and I think that's going to be one of our big ones we crack soon, because Coach has been on it so long. They're just going crazy with Little Caesars. I mean, but oh yeah, it's funny that Harbaugh, who was the Detroit Lions coach, is the poster child for why Kevin Stefanski is straight ass at coaching and can't develop quarterbacks, because Harbaugh always stands by his guys and is very enthusiastically, emphatically he's the shit. He's the best quarterback anybody's ever seen. Get the fuck out of my face. You don't know shit about Justin Herbert, motherfucker. You're about to get smacked up. Right? And he's gonna win more Super Bowls than Joe Montana and Brady combined. It's not quite that extreme, but basically, right? Whereas Stefanski's we'll see who's starting next week. It's gonna be up to what's best for the team. Right? He didn't even give Shedeur a game ball after week 1. Right, so he's getting roasted pretty hard. Obviously, we know he's on his way out. He's a clown. Anything interesting about Harbaugh to bring up? Yes, Stanford. Coach can't be completely off about Stanford. There's something up with them. I'm telling you, keep an eye on Stanford. UVA somehow doing something in football isn't way off the mark either, right? Because the Wahoo, and we're talking about the Wahoo, Chief Wahoo, right? The Guardians might be changing back to the Indians, whatever, right? So I wouldn't be crazy shocked if somehow it's UVA. I'll just be pissed. Let's see. Toledo, James Joseph, JJ, Roger McCarthy. Oh, look at that, dude. ESPN bought the Guardians rights for $1.65 billion. You hate that? Man, I wish. See, this is the type of stuff that when you get burned on, it's nice. Like you're only gonna get better, right? Now we better start digging deeper into teams' TV contracts, assuming the Guardians are good for it, right? Like that's what I want to know. I want to know every team's licensing deal, right? It's not they're not gonna be on some bumfuck network. No, like it ain't gonna be if your team's in some sort of like dispute, like with the league, and your shit's not even on in the local markets. It ain't you. Right, you know that team's busted, right? And I'm looking at you, San Francisco Giants. No, and that was last year. You know, they might have their shit cleaned up, but that was who I was getting a lot of calls about last year. I think the Braves were all shitty too. 3 years deal. Mariners. Well, apparently they got a bunch, so we're gonna have to look more into that ESPN deal. Isn't it interesting? They look Padres, another cursed team, like right away. Mariners, that's a team we liked a lot this year. Minnesota, cursed as fuck. Don't ever bet on sports. All the games are fixed. Let's see here. Cleveland Browns and New York Giants both accused in new gambling indictments, and it made coach think about that 29-yard punt. Or not 29, it wasn't a 29-yard punt. That sounds almost normal. We punted from the opponent's 29-yard line when we were 1 point away from the over. And it was 4th and 2. Right? So Stefanski might be getting forced out from the league. He might be in on some gambling shit. You don't know. It's Browns and Giants. We love those two teams connected together because pretty much the only thing they have in common is Belichick. You know, seriously, how many things could you really possibly think of that connect them? I mean, I know there's stuff, right? But as big as Bill Belichick. Right, come on. Let's see. I'm really struggling, man. Like, seriously, Browns and Giants, like, there's got to be some. I mean, I guess the way back in the day, right? They had the championships, sure. But, you know, as far as anything in our lifetime. Let's see. Oh, I need to look more into this. Sorry, we'll circle back in another episode. Shador practicing the snow. Coach thinks it's hard. We like it. Eagles fans booing their 8-3 football team down 7 a year after winning the Super Bowl. Right. So, the fans are always the heels with Philly, and coach doesn't remember them booing their team last year. Right. So maybe something's up. Maybe this team ain't that good. Here's a good one for you conspiracy fans. Right. Jim Carey. Okay. So I wish I would have done this part in order. Let's go back. Coach was looking over his WWE rosters from a few years ago because Coach has a PlayStation that he gave away that had his like old WWE stuff on it, but he didn't care because he's got it on his PlayStation too, and it's just like basically with like all the Well, Coach, just talk video games real quick. So WWE and its stuff, like, there's not all that much special about it. But Coach says when you introduce, like, the creation suites where you can download 100 characters from other users, Coach says that's a game changer, and that changes it to a great game, despite all its glitches, flaws, or, you know, shortcomings, what have you, right? It turns it into a great game, just like Fortnite having the Simpsons deal. Right, like Fortnite never meant anything to Coach, but when they do The Simpsons, right, it's like, okay, now we got to check out Springfield, right? So Coach is like, let's go and revisit these old characters I got. And as soon as Coach flipped to Sting, he was like, that's fucking Jim Carrey. And then what do you know? Sting was in Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. But the scene got cut, apparently, because they thought it would make Jim Carrey's character too likable. Like, tell me that's not Jim Carrey swag. I'm just telling you. All right, so there's that. So Coach was thinking about, like, you know, so we had Jimmy Cliff. Coach said it might be Cliff from Cheers. Don't forget about Cliff Huxtable. Bill Cosby's getting up there. Trump and Cosby got a lot in common, right? He could be a Philly sacrifice. He went to Temple. You know, the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. So Cosby could be Dunzo. As far as Cliff, you also got Heathcliff, that stupid cat that's like a Garfield knockoff. Like, what's with the other orange cat? Who knows? May 25, 525. So that was interesting. Crawford. It's like Terrence. All right, so the voice of Heathcliff. is Mel Blanc, right? And we have Matt LeBlanc, and that Chandler from Friends, and he died not too long ago. Let's see. Oh shit, yo, check this out. Coach fucking smoked it with this one. Legendary Entertainment. How did I find these fuckers? Looking at Heathcliff. Tell me Coach ain't the man. He, like, this is too weird. Right, so like Jimmy Cliff dies. Let's check out every Cliff we know. Heathcliff, yeah, right? So Heathcliff, Legendary Entertainment. Well, you know Coach clicking on that because it's Shador, right? But it's basically, so founded 25 years ago. It's exactly like what we would want. But it's like ginormous. They do the 30 for 30s and Beyond the Glory. The two biggest sports docu-series ever. At least the two best. Like, damn, son. You better believe legendary is a hard word, especially when, like I know they just, well, I guess this could be a little thing. Right, so it's like, all these years, I guess I don't know when it changed. My buddy said it just changed, so this is kind of secondhand. But, you know, Coach, I'd always thought that legendary was like the best weapon in Fortnite. Well, apparently they have Mythic now, right? So it's like, you know, sometimes your word getting snubbed is also a nod, right? Like legendary isn't the best word in Fortnite now. So like it's still notable for legendary, right? Like I can't explain it any better than that. Let's move on. Let's see. But yeah, Coach is pumped about that. Saw something about Chihuahuas, so Heathcliff has to roll if he's got Chihuahuas. This is so weird to do backwards. What was I even thinking to do here? So Coach is looking at, oh my God, dude. Yeah. Dr. Julius? Like Dr. J, Julius Irving? Dr. Julius Hibbert here. Whoa, Coach didn't even catch that. Spouse Bernice, that's like Bernie, you know. I don't know why Coach is even looking here, to be honest with you. We'll get there. Oh, because he's based off the Huxtables. Well, that's weird right there. Then Bones McCoy. Yeah, it's definitely, so that's definitely, so who's the voice? Harry Shearer, they've switched it up. So Coach says Dr. J is all these people. Harry Shearer, Kevin Michael Richardson. Both characters of Dr. J. And vice versa. There's your Cosby. 84. That's interesting. Don't forget Malcolm Jamal Warner or whatever, right? The other Theo Huxtable. Dude, Theo Huxtable. Didn't he like just go down and stuff? We got the Sixers winning it. Theo Ratliff was the center that got moved for Iverson to get Mutombo. Or was it Dallin Barrett? That was all around the same time. Either way, Theo Ratliff screams Sixer to me. So that's good enough. Okay, I think that's all we got for right now. But Coach did want to let you know he's been cooking up Black Friday. Like it's deals that run until the 2nd, right? So you still got time. But Coach's going to hook you up with some Black Friday deals for the PS4. And he did notice some of the games are also on sale on the Switch. So I'll mention when that's a thing as well. Coach will actually just give you a sneak peek in case you just want to take a look yourself. Yeah, Coach just run down, right? So for myself, I'm picking out Cotton Fantasy. It's a brand new Cotton game. If you're not familiar, it's like a cute 'em up. Coach has always been a big fan of the series. This is definitely seems like the best one they've ever done. And for $4, it can't be passed up for Coach. There's just no way. Fury Unleashed, $2. Ultra Goodness, 1 and 2. That one's like those are like crazy twin stick shooters. Just have ridiculous visuals. A lot of these I don't remember right off. Albacete Warrior, $3. Cannon Dancer, that's like a sequel to Strider that like everybody forgot about but looks a lot better. Lamentum is like a hardcore horror game, but like pixel art. That's one that's like a bit more questionable on my list, but it does look good. So for $5, we'll probably give it a shot. Metal Suits Counterattack looks insane, and for $1, I'm buying it on both PlayStations. And then Whiskey and Zombies for $2.69 seems worth it. Then don't let the child part fool you. A lot of these were on Coach's list, and he just decided to give it to the kid. All right, so Super Time Force Ultra, that seems a lot like Bro Force. Like everything's like hyper destructible, but instead of like action movie, it's like sci-fi is the best I can describe it. But it, really, really does seem like the sci-fi answer to Broforce. For $3.75, I can't wait to check it out. Beholgar is like, I can't think of a good example. It's just like a platformer, and you have like Golden Axe type character, but it's just basic platformer, but it's really just like about the physics. Like it's one of those that like it dares you to overlook it. Like nothing looks special at all at first glance, but once it actually gets rolling, like once the game's playing, it never does anything wrong, and it just keeps doing stuff that surprises you. And it's like you can't deny a game like that. It's like, man, this really does just look like some basic ass 8-bit Shovel Knight whatever. Right, but Coach says it just looks too good to pass up. For whatever reason, it's got some weird charm. 8 Dragons is kind of like if Hotline Miami did Streets of Rage or whatever. So beat 'em up for $1.60. It's highly stylized. Tiny Hands Adventure, that one's definitely only for kids, but he was having a blast with it. 79 cents. He said it was sick. Zombies, Aliens, and Guns. It's co-op. I'm trying to remember what that one's like. Oh yeah, it's a twin stick shooter, but like the visuals are wild. Like it's just got some certain charm to it, right? So for $2.39, this one's definitely a winner here. I think almost everybody's gonna jump on this. Panzer Dragoon for $2.50. I mean, shit, dude. Saturn remake, and it looks like they did pretty much everything right. Toy Soldiers HD. This is what you get somebody when you want them to play COD or Battlefield, right? Without the gore. There's no blood, no nothing like that. A lot of people seem to complain about this port, right? But, you're not going to have a lot of alternatives in this type of space. It's marked down from $30. So Coach's going to take a flyer on it. It's originally like a 360 game, but that's not a knock for Coach. Right, we're still talking about a $7 game here. Atari Mania, so 50th anniversary of Atari. They decided to like throw all their games together, but not in like a compilation. It's a really crazy like WarioWare mashup where you're only playing like a minute at a time, and it'll be like 3 of their games in one or more. Like it just looks absolutely insane. But it's like there's like a storyline. Like you're like this jaded video game designer for Atari or something like that, and trying to figure out like what makes Atari great. So that one, a little steep for $6.24, but it's like a newish game, and it's heavily discounted. So Coach is gonna take a shot at that one. There's the Metal Suits again. Buggy X ATV X Moto. Coach is like too into racing games to play something like this. I don't know. Not challenging, right? As far as like at least what it looks like at surface value, but like it seems oddly satisfying, and like kids don't want to just crash and be stuck in a corner, so easy for racing is good, right? So Coach thinks for $1, Buggy XATV X Moto is actually definitely worth its weight there. Super Epic, The Entertainment War. That one is like you're like a raccoon riding a llama. It's some weird shit, dude, but it looks pretty solid for $3. Polyboy War, that's like a Western shooter, but like the physics are awful. Like it honest to God looks for all the world like some homebrew you'd have on the PSP or some shit, right? With like scaled up visuals, right? But like as far as like there's nothing impressive about like the shooting or anything like that, but like it for a kid it's just perfect. It's just a wave shooter, right? And it's Wild West, but it's like when we're playing Fortnite and stuff, I can't get him to he always wants to run right at the person, right? Instead of like trying to get behind cover or run away. Like I think this is the perfect game to like train someone on shooter reflexes. So that's why Coach is picking up Old Polly Boy War for $1.50. It's not that it's a great game. It seems like the perfect tutorial for shooters. iZombie, Coach actually beat this game today in one sitting with a buddy. We got it for 89 cents. There was 30 levels. We cruised through them. It's an interesting game where you play as a zombie, and when you eat humans, they turn into zombies and become part of your horde to help you eat the rest. The challenging part is that a lot of them have very high-powered firearms and turrets and stuff, right? So there's definitely some parts that get frustrating, especially because like there's no real way to rush through it. Like you're pretty much at the mercy of waiting for the people to walk by in their little patterns or whatever. If you miss your window, it's like, I gotta wait again, right? And you try to run out and they're definitely just gonna blast and you're like, crap, now I gotta do the whole thing over again, right? So it's fun if you want to kill an afternoon for less than $1, but not a lot of replayability. So if you're someone that's like, my money absolutely has to go to games that I'm gonna want to revisit, maybe skip this one. But it is going to be a good afternoon. Nuclear Blaze, $3. It looks like if Butcher and Among Us combined and made a firefighter simulator. It looks like a lot of fun. We're like putting out the blaze and stuff. Let's see, Caveman Warriors for $3. So that one's interesting. It's like you can play with multiple people, like local co-op. And there's different characters, but the game doesn't punish you if you're playing by yourself. You can swap between the characters anytime, right in the middle of the level, with a press of a button. So pretty interesting for that. Oddballers for $5. That one's a very interesting one. Coach already recommended Stickbold, which is a dodgeball game. This is the sequel. I didn't know there was a sequel. Apparently it has a way bigger budget too. But Coach scooped it. Haven't got to play it yet. But it does look really cool. Little Orpheus, that's like a casual game where you're just, basically going from left to right, and there's a lot of like cinematic stuff, but the cinematics do look really cool. I mean, like there's like dinosaurs and stuff, so for kids, I think it's, you can't miss it. Skull Pirate Adventures, it's like you're out on a boat, and there's missiles and stuff. It's just really cute. And like as soon as I looked up the video for it, I heard like a YouTuber clearly makes content for kids, and I was like, 50 cents, whatever. And then let's see, what else do we got? Oh, Dynamite Fishing World Games. Coach doesn't get a lot of this game. It actually looks fun to coach, even though there's not like a whole lot to it. Coach was a big fan of, God, what was that stupid game called? Insane Aquarium, the PubCap game. Like with Bookworm and stuff, you play Insane Aquarium and like feed the fish and they get bigger or whatever. It's kind of like Shark. But Coach thinks that this is kind of in the same vein, but you're just dropping dynamite and killing fish and picking up the coins. It looks hilarious. Jetboard Joust, that game's marked down from $10. There's a lot to it, but like, I don't know, there's not quite enough for me. But I could see someone like really digging it. So like there's definitely like a lot of actions, a lot of explosions, but there's just like something about the visuals that doesn't quite click with me, but I do dig the animations and stuff. Pixel Junk Scrappers Deluxe, it seems like you just grab a bunch of junk off the street and throw it into the, like a little recycling truck or whatever. It's very pixel art, like Atari and stuff, for $1.24. I think it looks fun enough. Max in the Book of Chaos, that one's like got really good like kid cartoony visuals and stuff, and looks like there's a good bit there for $1.60. I would definitely say that's one of the better ones on the list. Pressure Overdrive, that's a twin stick driving / bullet hell game, but it's co-op, and like the visuals are just like so on point for kids, and you can tell it's like not all that hard. Like that one's definitely a winner. It's near the top of Coach's list on the ones we picked up, even though we haven't played it yet. I can just tell it's a blast. Super Rolling Heroes Deluxe. It's kind of got a Katamari like vibe to it, but you're just rolling like from the top of the screen to the bottom. It's not like you're going all around a room or whatever, and you're just trying to finish the level, like kind of like Monkey Ball, right? You're just trying to get to the end. but it does look fun. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, Biolab Wars, 19 cents. It's just like an 8-bit whatever. Honestly, it didn't impress me all that much, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's 19 cents. Golfer, and people say that the bosses stand out. So if that's your thing, or if you just genuinely really love 8-bit, then you probably can't go wrong with that one. Golf versus Zombies for $4.50. Right, so basically you control a golfer and you're trying to kill zombies, and it's a blast. I haven't played it, but it just looks hilarious. And then Iron Snout, I think that was 50 cents. It's just a one-screen game, and you're just basically like some happy tree friends, and there's a shitload of blood. Right, it's rated teen. It was just one that, kind of make him laugh or whatever for a second. Rayman Legends, they got marked down to $5. Alwa's Awakening for $2.50. That one Coach might put back on his list, because it's kind of like Biolab Wars, where like it doesn't do anything wrong, which seems steep when you're talking from 19 cents to $2.50, but it's definitely the better game. It's a platformer, and like there's just so much, like it's just like that what do you call it, Beholgar or whatever, where it's like this looks like something you've seen and you don't want, but it's just like they just keep doing everything right. Like this game actually looks paced well, and like you just chill and I could beat it. It's fun. All right, that's the only way I can describe it. And then Last Night of Winter, the visuals just weren't quite there for me. It's supposed to kind of be like Zelda type, I think. And then Escape from Terror City is a shooter I passed on. It's definitely kid friendly, but I couldn't stand that I couldn't tell the enemies apart from the background. Like that's just a terrible design choice. The coach had to pass on that one. I hope you enjoyed. I guess we just did the whole thing there, and I'm probably not going to want to go and show you all the stuff, but if you want to check those games out, have at it. Coach, appreciate it.